Lost spark. How the fuck did I lose spark? How the fuck did I? That's definitely got fuel. It's definitely got spark. Okay, that's cool. So let's go. None of this makes sense. None of this. None of this makes any sense.
first, or should we just pop the head? Sparkling. Easy. Yeah. There you go, guys. The fact is that I thought initially when I looked at it, it looks okay, but then upon closer inspection, you can kind of see that it's a lot darker than I believe it should be, because you're supposed to be looking for a chocolate brown. That looks more like dark chocolate to me, you know? She earned a peanut, huh? And you go to crisscross pattern as well, if you can. And you just, I just do it like that. I just do like once very slightly, second time also same thing, very slightly. Even if it is loosened a little bit, I still just go a little bit at a time, right? And then bink, 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 like that. And then, whoopsie, bink, 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 like that. And now most of them are loosened, so it's like the compression, it's not compressed anymore. So then I'll just go ahead and just go to town and do like 4 or 5 on each, like that. Then come over and do the same here, like that, bam, and like this. Okay, and then once I've done that twice over, most of the time I can just get it with my fingers. See, sometimes you gotta work for it, but you gotta get to it. And then we got to talking about all kinds of stuff, you know, mostly motorcycle stuff, 4-stroke stuff, a lot of questions. That being said, I'm looking at my spare fuel right here, and I should probably take this off here real quick. Gonna come over here to this side. Okay, that's it, guys. Now is the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's go ahead and take it up. And let's see if we have any. I'm not seeing any damage, guys. I'm not seeing any damage. So guys, if you take a look here, you can see I definitely compressed that O-ring when I installed it. You see that? And or the pressure forced that out. Fascinating. But look at that, perfect condition. Man, Smolik, you gotta, the ingenuity of this head is awesome. It's just beautiful. Every time I look at it, like I said, can't help but stop and appreciate its beauty. It performs amazing too. Smolik Performance, guys, check them out. Link will be in the description below. They sell some pretty cool stuff. I don't even know what to say. There. Look. Bingo! Found it. I'm gonna come.
Yeah, just like.
So guys, we have found the problem. So I was turning around and I was trying to figure out what's going on, and I, for the life of me, could not figure it out. But I do want to show you guys something. I'm gonna show you what illuminated the true issue. I felt something went wrong. I looked down and I did in fact see that vibrating excessively. Look. There's no way that when I look down that I could have told the difference between that and that. You guys see what I'm saying? Bang. Ooh. Ooh, that does look pretty rough. What's that plate on the right hand side? Here we go. This just fell out somewhere. I'm confused as to why these would back out like this. So let's go ahead and take a look at how bad. It's completely off. Every single bolt backed out fully. Gasket's intact. I'm genuinely surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. And that's what was basically causing that scraping sound, was basically this magnet scraping up and against this. Now, what I can tell you guys is I'm thankful that there was some give. Where did this plate come from? And this other one got squashed up inside there. This is not something I'm familiar with or I've seen before. This and this. Now you can see this one got squashed up inside there. Wrapped up somehow. Broken off from underneath there somewhere, I don't know. Okay, right. Let's go ahead and, you know what, part of me is like, I'm actually gonna have to pull this whole thing off. So let's go ahead and just unwire everything. So this is how I do it, guys. You can see my work. It's not anything fancy. I literally just connect everything and do tape. You know. Perfect. And then perfect. And that's how we get that off. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the Magneto and let's take a look at the real damages. Okay, so that looks like some kind of rear plating. Okay, this right here. Wow. Okay, guys, you can see that now. I see the damage. Now, what I like about this, guys, is it looks to me like this is still runnable. Interesting. I'm gonna look into this coil here, guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and pop that out. I don't want to create too much damage here, so I just want to keep that. I do like to keep that. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is you see how I do it. I pull the rubber piece out, and then I like to feed this wire tube through. Okay, you know, the protective cover through that rubber casing, and then pull it through like that, just nice and gently. Okay, and then once I've done that, I feed it all through there. See, and that way I keep this protective cover intact, even though I've just gone ahead and made it filthy, which is quite funny. And then I'll put this rubber thing aside. Okay, so now vibrate, you know, obviously fell apart at speed, and I was at about 45 miles an hour when this happened, and I could hear, you know, a change and a grinding and squeaking, you know, and then it disappeared, and there was just like, you know, more of a crunchy sound, but very, very subtle. You know, which is why I tried to restart the bike. It wasn't obvious enough for me to be concerned, you know, like some of the other things that go wrong, you know, that are a lot more obvious. Anyway, I'm gonna stop lingering here. That's enough talking on this subject. I think, guys, we've seen now, you know, what happened, and I'm just really, really grateful that it was nothing. I'm just really, really grateful that, you know, it was nothing to do with the cylinder, and it was purchased this motor from a different vendor. I did not build this bottom end myself. What I wanted to do is, you know, say, you know, is that something I should have, you know, double, triple checked? Guys, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I should have now, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm looking at it. But I just assumed it would have been Loctited in place, man. I didn't even, you know, I didn't want to tighten it, you know, because in case it was Loctited in place and I break the Loctite. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? I don't know. Anyway, now that we've taken a look, guys, you can see what's happened. This is an easy fix. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the Magneto, and this thing will fire right up, no problem. I bet you will have zero issues. Yeah, and then what I'll go ahead and do is just make sure that it's Loctited, make sure that we have, you know, oopsie, make sure that we have it Loctited, make sure that everything stays this time. I unfortunately did not have any spare Magnetos. So what did I have on my desk? If you guys haven't seen, or you cannot recognize this piston and or this bottom end and or the sticker that it's related to, I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm basically stealing it from the Menace SS bottom end that I purchased from Muddy Anderson, that is currently in pieces, where I'm upgrading the bearings because they basically blew up. So this one is out of commission, which means boom shakalaka laka boom shakalaka laka boom shakalaka laka boom. Got the star now. Let's just go ahead and pull these off. Now this bike hit 50, and you know, these stayed on no problem. I don't even know if there's any Loctite on there. You know, I will say this, guys, I've never had a Magneto back out on me like that before. That was definitely a first. So yeah, and as you can see here, you guys know this engine, the Menace engine. You know this bike has been on this engine's been on the Manta, you know, and went 50 miles an hour. Magneto is, you know, firmly on there. So yeah, let's pull it off. Let's see if there's Loctite in there, and let's see what Smolok does as part of their method. You know, And I'm sure it's just screwed in there, you'll see. All right. And also again, what you want to do is you just kind of want to go, you know, at an angle. Or diagonally, see? Not diagon alley. All right, let's go ahead and pull this out. Oh, I said it wasn't there. There it is. So what you need to do, guys, is before you pull it here, okay? Because what you're trying to do is feed them through one at a time. And that way you don't break anything, okay? Just makes it a lot easier for you to get the magneto off. All right, same detail here if you need to. Single file. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the old comparison between this one and the one that was on there previously. Okay, so now what we've done, guys, is we've gone ahead and removed the Magneto from the Menace SS. This is the Menace SS, guys. This is the Magneto that you get from Smaller Performance. You know, you can see there's a difference in coil size there. Which one do you guys think is the thicker coil? The one on the left or the one on the right? Install this Magneto, the one I got from the Menace SS, and we are going to see how this one rolls. I'm going to go ahead and use Loctite Orange, and then yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So yeah, you guys don't have to stay here for that. I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna go and ninja that. I'll be right back.